Hello, my friends. This is another realistic looking vehicle that transforms, hailing from China, and this was sent to me by AliExpress. And this is the Jiefang CA10. It means liberation, and it is a post-war vehicle that was established in the 1950s from the help of the Soviets. And so if I can actually read you a little blurb about this truck. Throughout the 1950s, the Soviet Army helped China to build up their heavy industries. As part of this plan, China established the first automobile works, FAW, in Changchun. Soon after, in July 1956, they introduced the Jiefang CA10 4x2 Army truck, a copy of the ZIS 150, and thus the CA10 Jiefang became the People's Republic of China's first new truck completed on July 13, 1956. So it was based off of a Soviet vehicle, similar to how the Hongqi, the red flag, the one that we reviewed before, was based off of an American vehicle. And and this is from truck-encyclopedia.com. That's where I was kind of reading this blurb. And I got to say, both the Hongqi and this truck are done really well. They have a decent amount of metal. Like this over here is all like cold to the touch. And this is, I don't know if it was developed by Lijiang. Do you guys remember Lijiang, the ones who did the Lijiang Devastator? It's definitely made in part with them because when I was at Toy Fair, I saw this at their booth, the Lijiang booth, and they were like, yeah, that's us. And I give them props because this is a pretty cool toy. I mean, so check this out. Like over here, we got the truck bed, right? And it kind of opens. That's cool, but it does mess up the sculpt over here. It would have been nice if this could kind of lift up without messing this up. But just at a glance, it looks kind of cool. And I don't know if it's some type of like nationalistic pride, but both this and the red flag one, the sculpt work, the amount of metal, QC, and all of that, just really done well. Just really done well. It comes with a couple of accessories. It comes with a wrench, and I think this is a it's a mom detector. Well, the word is not mom, but it rhymes with mom. But if I say it, the algorithm and the bots aren't going to like it. But yeah, I think it is a mom detector, and then they used to run it under trucks to see if there are moms, so to speak. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know what? I'll tell you a quick story as I start transforming this. But the tires are not rubber, but they roll pretty well. They're just plastic and stuff. And there's not a ton of paint on there, but you can see it has the brown windows. It has some silver highlights over here, and of course the red star emblazoned on the side of the truck. And you know, I thought it was on the hood, but I guess not. And you got these little markings over here as well. And so, yeah, for what it's worth, I mean, it's a decent toy, and it's actually really quite massive. And I'll show you the scale in proper detail after I transform into bot mode, okay? Hey, just wanted to let you know that this video is brought to you by AliExpress. AliExpress is a giant e-commerce site hailing out of China, and they sell tons of consumer goods, including toys like the one that you see being reviewed here. Utilize the promo codes that you see on the screen and also in the description to save yourself a little bit of change and also to get the best bang for your buck. Thank you so much, AliExpress, for letting me review this toy, and now back to our program. Alrighty, let's get to it, Druid, and let's get fluid. And so, all right, the story is, so I was at Bali. I was in Bali with my wife. And we rolled up to a hotel, and we were in a van, and the security guard came out with one of these mom detectors, and he was scanning underneath the truck for moms. And I was like, whoa, that's so sophisticated. And I was like looking at it and stuff. And then my wife was just kind of shaking her head and just kind of like smirking. And I was like, what? And she's like, look at it closer. And I was like, huh? And I looked at it closer, and bruh, it was just a mirror taped to a stick, like duct tape, dude. It looked just like this, but with the mirror, homie was just like looking under the truck and stuff. I was cracking up, dude. It was a pretty funny moment. Anyway. And I hope you figured out what I mean by mom detectors. All right, so you saw how all these panels came apart, right? And so this is all going to come apart too. What's going to happen is this is going to come down. This is going to go to the side and fill out the calves. This will come down, and this will become the heel. And this will fold up, and become the feet. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool, man. Like that. And it's very, very, very easy to do. I do believe this spins around. Yes. So that you can see the orientation here is proper. This part messes me up. I think this lifts up. Okay. Yeah, and then you do that. You crack this in half, and these two tabs are actually plugged in here to secure. And then you're going to pull them out. And again, just a great economy of space in terms of like there isn't a lot of just like excess fluff or just hollow bits hanging out. And so we're going to fold out the forearms and we're going to fold out the hands as well, as you can see. I am going to adjust the camera in a sec. You know, I'll do it right now. One sec. All right, it's a little bit better. And then so what's going to happen is now you're going to remove this and you're going to rock it forward. Cool. And as you rock this forward, this is going to come down. This part is going to open up. And then you're going to let the head just kind of flip out. Then you can close that up. And this head will tab into that spot. The neck will tab in right there. And these will hang out on the side as if they are some like prowl wings. And then this panel will kind of fold in on itself. And you secure the waist right there. Get the arms to come all the way out. And you'll flip the tires back, Mac. I kind of want a Big Mac right now, but I'm not supposed to eat that stuff. And there we go. Unfortunately, since I got it, the ball joints have become a little bit loose. They were way tighter when I got it, but it's actually been a couple of months. I've been kind of sleeping on this review. And, you know, AliExpress actually bugs me. They're like, hey, so that one thing that we gave you credit to buy, where's that review? And I'm like, sorry, bud. So here we are. Here we are. He looks decent. And look at that face, dude. That is a straight up soldier right there. He got the star on the hat and everything. Yeah, dude, when I was in China, actually, they sell souvenirs of old military gear where you can buy it, the stuff with like the red star and stuff. My homie was all decked out. My homie's half Chinese and he's half Japanese, but he was like, whatever, dude, when in the motherland, let's go, baby. And so he bought like a coat, he bought like the hat, and he's walking around like all strutting, dude. But what are you gonna say? It's like walking around with like an old school American flag on, you know, and so you're just being patriotic to some degree, and he's half Chinese, so whatever. So anyway, this mom detector, it would be kind of held like that, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong on what this is, but it just reminds me of the mom detector that I saw in Bali. It looks just like that. And considering, you know, the type of vehicle he is and his background and stuff, yeah. I think it's so rad that they gave him a wrench, dude. They're like, bro, you're going to be working, dude. And it just kind of like symbolizes like who this guy is, what his role is. And, oh, yeah, he's pretty big, like I said, right? But to give you guys a comparison, let me just, that's too bad, man. This ball joint, I think I could thicken up with some floor polish or some, dude. But let me bring a mainline guy. Let me bring in a mainline guy so we can see how he pairs up. One sec. All right, here we go. You know, in case of emergency, break glass and release tarn. That's my motto. And so I keep a tarn on handy at work all the time. And so yeah, I have a couple of them actually. So here we go. You can see he's huge, right? Massive, massive, massively hudge. And hey, why are you standing at a weird angle? Oh. All right, there you go. Massive, massive, and decent articulation. There's no leg swivel, but there is a ball joint that lets you swivel it out ever so slightly, and then the knee can bend a little bit, but then all of this stuff kind of gets in the way. It is a pretty chunky beast, you know, and it doesn't have crazy articulation, but I can tell that this is a kid's toy, somewhat sophisticated kid's toy. And I think it does what it's supposed to do, man. Yeah, I think it's fun enough. It has, oh, you know what? One thing I forgot to do is open up this chest. Yeah, it's like little things, dude. Like, they didn't have to do this. They didn't have to put like a chest opening gimmick. It would have been fine as is. But that's just a little bit of extra style, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I can dig that. The back cleans up pretty decently. A little bit more articulation would have been nice, but at the same time, I think they know who their market is, and they didn't have to flex that extra. And like I said, similar to Red Flag, to Hongqi, the quality is pretty good. The paint, for what it's worth, is pretty nice, and I'm not going to be licking or smelling any of it, but it's decent. It's decent, and honestly, I don't remember how much this was. I feel like I got both of these cats, Hongqi and this, for $35, something around that range. Could be wrong. But if this is your type of thing, yeah, check out AliExpress, and I'll leave the purchase codes and everything in the descriptions, both for this and Hongqi. And for now, yeah, it is me, your guy, BBO, salute, signing off, and I'll talk to you next time, okay? Pow. Aw.